So I think we can all agree your thoughts, feelings, and actions create your reality, right? That's pretty straightforward. So if that's the case and you've got things in your life that aren't up to scratch, aren't up to standards, your finances aren't where you want them to be, you're in a ton of debt, you've got a relationship that's not working, you don't have a great relationship with your kids, and all these other things aren't working, then it goes to say, all you need to do is change how you think, feel, and act. How much do you think you can change? How fast do you think you can change? I guarantee you, the moment that you start believing that change can happen in an instant, your life will transform in an instant. The reason why the changes that you make don't stick are because your mind, your subconscious wants you to stay where you are. It's comfortable where you are. It might be painful, however, the devil that you know is easier than the devil you don't. Sometimes it's not smooth sailing. A lot of the time, there's an upheaval process, there's a trauma release process, there is a letting go of who you used to be, a killing of the old self to become who you could become. And a lot of the time going through this pain leads people go back to who they used to be because that's comfortable, that's the known place. The subconscious doesn't want to let go of who that used to be because that was established. So Dave, what am I supposed to do to be able to make my life better? What am I supposed to do to transform? The first place that you start is to raise your standards everywhere. That's what the R.Y.S.E movement is all about. You write down all of the things that aren't working and then reframe them into the thing that you want. You just literally grab a pen and paper and you write down all of the pieces that you want to change in your life. Once you've figured out where you're moving to versus moving away from, you have a clear distinction of what is the stick of pain, the anxiety propelling you forward, and you also have the carrot enticing you and motivating you forwards as well. It's extremely important that you know where you're heading, but you also know what you're aiming away from. Having the anxiety, the pain, and the stick that is whipping you forward is an extremely motivating thing to move away from that pain. Moving towards something is enticing, it's motivating, it allows you to see something in your future that you can aim towards. You have to have both. So many people are out there talking about toxic positivity and toxic optimism and stuff like that. You need to be a realist. You need to know what you're moving away from and moving towards. And then keep things really simple. The only way that you're going to move forward is if you check in and see how you're doing. If you can't hold yourself accountable, find someone who can. This stuff isn't rocket science. All you need to do is focus on what you want, believe you can achieve it, and then get to work. That's as simple as it is.